Hello everyone, welcome to Nirja Education. This is class 9 science lesson number 6 tissues. Before seeing this video, go through my previous video. At the same time, please subscribe our channel Nirja Education. Don't forget to press the bell icon and like button also. In the previous video, we discussed about the plant tissue. This is the continuation of plant tissue. The plant tissue is nothing but the tissues which present in the plants. The tissues are classified into two types, that is a meristematic tissue, another one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue already we discussed. Permanent tissue are further classified into two types, simple permanent and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent already we discussed, there are the three types, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Now we are going to discuss about complex permanent tissue, that is that it is classified into two types, there is a xylem and phloem. Before that we should know what is mean by complex permanent tissue. Already we know that the permanent tissues are derived from the meristematic tissue. These cells does not have the ability to do for the division, so lost their ability for division of the cell. These cells, complex tissues, are made up of more than one type of cells. It is composed of more than one type of cells. There are the two types, one is xylem, another one is phloem. So first we have to discuss xylem. So xylem, mainly it is composed of four components. Xylem is a complex tissue. It is mainly composed of four components. So this four component, mainly it is made up of dead cells. So normally we can say that xylem is made up of mainly dead cells. So four component I told that. The first component is xylem tracheids. X for xylem, xylem tracheids. tracheids, tracheids. The second one is xylem vessels. vessels, vessels. Third one is xylem parenchyma. parenchyma, xylem parenchyma. The fourth one is xylem fibers, are also called sclerenchyma, we can tell. So now these are the four components of xylem. Before knowing this component, we should know what is xylem. As we all know that xylem is a complex permanent tissue. Where it is present? It is present in the plant, particularly abundantly present in the root region. Abundantly present in root region. At the same time, it's scatteredly present on the leaf, stem and other parts of the plant. So the location, occurrence of xylem means it mostly present in root and root region and scatteredly present in stem, leaf, etc. This xylem, what is the main function of xylem means it transport water and minerals. So it transport water as well as minerals from roots to other part of the body. Other part of the plant body it will transport. That is the reason I told that the xylem abundantly present in the root region. So function is it absorb water and minerals from the soil and transport upward movement. It move from up to upward movement, down to up it is moving. So this movement is called upward movement. What is upward movement? Means the water is moved from upward direction, water and minerals. Who is sending? Xylem is sending. So this what is upward movement means you have to write the xylem transport water and mineral from roots to other parts of the plant body. That process is called upward movement. This movement is upward direction. This process is called transportation. What is transportation? Means transfer of water and minerals from roots to other part of the body by the movement of upward, that is called transportation. So here only xylem is involved. I hope you have understood. Next, there are the four components I told already. Xylem consists of, once again I repeat, xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fiber. The xylem fiber we can also say it is a xylem sclerenchyma. Now the xylem tracheids and vessel, these two are main agent of xylem. Compare than other two, these two are very important component of xylem. Why? Because this is transport water and mineral. With the help of, I told that xylem function is transport water and mineral. So with the help of these two component only, xylem is transporting water and minerals to other parts of the plant body. That is the reason these two components are very, very important. Right. So here the four components are there. Four components, out of this the xylem parenchyma, this only the living component. Remaining all are made up of dead cells. I already told that xylem mainly dead cell, right? So this is out of four component, only one component is made up of living cell. Remaining all three components are made up of dead cell. So that dead cell also, that is, we can say it is a non-living cell or dead cell. They have a thick cell wall. They have a thickened cell wall. The cell wall is made up of lignin. So we can say it is a lignified cell wall is made up of. Tracheids, vessels and xylem fiber I am talking about. So they are made up of dead cells. The cell wall is very, very thick. The cell wall is made up of lignin. So that cell wall is called a lignified cell wall. Then what about parenchyma? Means the parenchyma cell wall is made up of cellulose but thin cell wall is present. Clear? Now we have to see each and every component this. So now before that, the tracheids and vessels combined, it is called as conductive element. What we can say? It is called as a conductive element. You can see the figure also, you get an idea. That is the picture. So this is both combined, it is called as a conductive element or also called a hadrome. Hadrome means the combination of xylem vessel as well as xylem tracheids. So the xylem tracheids is a long tube-like structure. You see, this is a long tube-like structure. The both sides are closed, so no open at the both side. And this is called a tapering end, sharp end. Both sides are closed. At the same time, you see the surface of the tracheids having small holes. So that holes are called pits. P-I-T-S, pits. Pits means a softened area having a small pores. These pores only transfer the water and mineral inside the tracheids. So these tracheids are transfer the water and minerals vertically to the plant body. Next one is vessels. You can see the picture. It is a cylindrical shape. It is a broad cylindrical structure. It is open in one end. So this also having pores on that. That pores is as usual, it is called as a pits. So these two xylem vessels and xylem tracheids both are combined. It is called as a conductive tissue. I told already, that is a hadrome also I told, one more name. So this is helps to transfer the water and mineral from roots to other parts of the body by the movement of upward. That process is called a transportation. So next one is xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Xylem fiber, as we know that it is made up of dead cell, the cell wall is very thick. What is the role? Means it gives the protection to the xylem. So supportive function, supportive and protective function. Then xylem parenchyma helps to store the food material. So xylem parenchyma need to live, so that food material is stored inside the xylem parenchyma. I hope you have understood the xylem component. Next, commonly, what are the significance of xylem? That is very, very important. Your lower classes, you might have learned xylem function, transport water and mineral. Apart from that, what is the other significance of xylem? Means first one is transport water and mineral from roots to other part of the plant body by the movement of upward. That process is called transportation. Next one is identification of age of the plant. How we can identify the age of the plant? By the help of annual ring. Suppose the trunk is there, means the trunk inside that annual rings are present. Due to the rings number only, we can find the age of the particular tree. So that age, the annual ring is made by the help of this xylem only. So it helps to find the age of trees by the help of annual rings. So the rings present on the bark, these rings it is present on the bark. So this study is called a dendrochronology. Dendrochronology. What is dendrochronology? Means study of age. Study of age of the plant. DENTROCHRONOLOGY. Dendrochronology, it is a study of annual rings with the help of xylem. So the annual rings is made by the help of xylem only. So these are the two significance of xylem. Next we are going to discuss about phloem. Now we are going to discuss that is a phloem. It is a second complex tissue. The phloem is mainly, what is the main function of this phloem means, the phloem is transport food material from leaves to other part of the plant body. So this phloem mainly composed of living cells. This phloem also contain four components. One is sieve tubes, SIEVE, sieve tubes. Another one is companion cells, COMPANION, companion cells. Third one is phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. There are the four components present in the phloem tissue. This phloem abundantly where it is present, occurrence of phloem. This phloem mostly present in the leaf and stem region and scatteredly present on the roots also. This phloem, what is the main function? I already told that it transport the food from leaves. So it is mostly present in leaf region only. So after prepared the food, the process of photosynthesis, the food material has to be transferred to all parts of the plant body. That as done by the help of this phloem. So the phloem transport the food material from leaves to other part of the plant body by the process of downward movements. In that xylem it is upward movement, here it is downward movement. So that downward movement is called translocation. So translocation is nothing but the transfer of food material from leaves to other part of the body by the help of phloem in the movement of downward, that is called translocation. Transfer of water and mineral, that is called transportation. So get a clear idea about that. Translocation means transfer of food, that is done by phloem. Transportation means xylem, it will transfer the water and mineral. Now we have to study each and every component. The first one is sieve tube. Sieve means small holes it is present. The sieve tubes are tube-like series. It is connected with end by end. You just see this is the tube-like structure. These tubes are connected end to end. In between that what happened? A sieve plate is present. So the sieve plates are either side it is connected with sieve tube. So the sieve tubes and sieve plates have numerous pore-like structure. As we all know that is a pit. It helps to transfer the food material as well as water inside. Then outside that sieve tubes, the another one cell it is present, that is called a companion cell. What is the meaning of companion? Mean it gives the good company to sieve tubes. It protect the sieve tubes also. These companion cells are having thin cell wall with the cellulose material and then cytoplasm with a large nucleus it is present. And the next one is what? Phloem parenchyma. The phloem parenchyma helps to store the food material and in the form of starch and protein. Then phloem fibers, it is made up of dead cells. It is used to give the flexibility of the plant. As I told, I need to tell that is a four components are present. You can see the image. These four components, out of this is phloem is mainly made up of living cell. Xylem mainly made up of dead cell. I told out of four only one is living. Here phloem mainly it is made up of living cell. Out of four, the three cells are living in nature. What are those? Means sieve tube, companion cell and phloem parenchyma. These three cells are living in nature. The last one, phloem fiber, it is non-living in nature. So the sieve tubes and companion cells are combined. It transport the food material from leaves to other part of the body. Then phloem parenchyma store the food in the form of starch and protein. Then there is a phloem fiber, it helps to give the flexibility and protection to the plant. Next we are going to discuss about the productive tissue, that is the last category of plant tissue. There are the three types of plant tissue, as we already learned meristematic tissue and permanent tissue and their types and function. Now we are going to discuss protective tissue. This protective tissue main function, the name itself showing the meaning, it gives the protection to the plant. There are the three types of protective tissue. One is epidermis, second one is cork, and third one is stomata. There are the three protective tissues are present in the protective tissue category. The first one is epidermis. So this epidermis, you just look at the picture, this is type of flat like cells are arranged. So this is the outermost layer of the plant. So it is covered the entire plant body. So that outermost cover is called epidermis, that is made up of epidermis cells. So main function, it protect the entire body of the plant, even root also it covered. It covers the entire plant. It is a thin layer in nature. The cell is covered by a thin membrane of cellulose. At the same time, they have a small intercellular space between one cell to another cell. They have a dense cytoplasm and nucleus also present. It is in that epidermis membrane, apart from the epidermis, one more coat it is present. That coat is called a waxy coat. It looks like a waxy appearance. So that waxy coat is called a cuticle. So covered by a waxy coat is called a cuticle. So it is act as a waterproof. It will not allow the water inside. So it is act as a waterproof. Next one is, what is the function of this epidermis? Main function is protection. Another one is desiccation. What is meaning of desiccation? Means it will not allow excessive water go outside. So it will not allow the plant to dry. So that is from desiccation. At the same time, any infection it is comes means it to protect the plant body. It act as our skin like that. Right. Next one is cork. These epidermis cells undergo certain changes, it converted into cork. So cork is nothing but the cork cambium. Already we learned from this lateral meristem also, the bark of the cells are called cork cambium. So this epidermis undergo certain changes, that is converted into cork. So the cork are rectangular shape like structure. It is thick wall. These walls are very thick in nature. So because it is made up of one substance that is called suberin. Suberin substances is covered. So that is the reason the cork wall is very thick in nature. Main function is desiccation, protect the plant from the infection. At the same time, it protect the plant from mechanical injury. These are the main function of cork. The next one is stomata. Stomata is nothing but is a stoma means small hole. The hole which present on the hole is called stomata. This stomata is present mainly on the leaves. It will not present in every places. It is mainly present on the leaves, particularly lower surface of the leaf. This stomata is covered by a two kidney shaped cells. You can see the image also. The stomatal structure, the center one called hole, it is called stoma. The stoma is covered by a two kidney shaped cells both side. That shaped cells is called a God cells. So God cells are used to make the opening and closing of this stomata. So the God cells are nothing but it is a epidermal cells. It is a one type of epidermal cells. This stomata is opening and closing full and full depends upon the are controlled by the God cells only. So this is the kidney shaped cells or bean shaped structure. The God cells are bean shaped structure. So when the water content is there means that time that it will become swelled, the hole become widened. Sometimes it might be closed. What is the reason? It might be the God cells might be shrink. This full and full opening and closing full and full depends upon the God cell only. Next one is in the stomata, you just see that is a small inside chloroplast also present. So the chloroplast is nothing but as we all know that it is a cell organelle, it will contain chlorophyll. So this stomata having chlorophyll, with the help of chlorophyll they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis also. So now the stomata is involved for the photosynthesis purpose, at the same time respiration purpose also. What is mean by respiration? We know that inhaling of and exhaling of gases. That process also occurred through the stomata only. The stomata is act as a lungs. Now what is the function of the stomata? Means first one is excessive water can be released in the form of water vapor. That is called the transpiration. So what is transpiration means? you will detailedly study in next year. Now you should know what is transpiration. When the excess amount of water present inside the plant body, that time the excess amount of certain amount of water has to be released outside by the process is called a transpiration. Here the water is released in the form of water vapor. So that process is called transpiration. This transpiration done by the help of this stomata only. The first function is transpiration. Next function is gaseous exchange. So for example, photosynthesis, carbon dioxide gas is important. At the same time, plant release oxygen. Right. So this type of exchange of gases occur through stomata only. So second function is exchange of gases. The third function is what means it maintain the body temperature of the plant body. Actually, due to entering and exhaling of gases as well as water, due to that what temperature is maintained by the help of this stomata only. So the stomata is maintain the temperature of the plant body. And fourth function is it involved for the photosynthesis because it contain chlorophyll pigment, so that it is involved for the photosynthesis, so they can prepare their food. I hope you have understood productive tissue as well as xylem and phloem of the complex tissue also. Thank you. Have a nice day.